today we're talking about the one place where you can grab meatballs, test drive a couch. It's IKEA, and we're not just talking about shopping for furniture, but today I'm going to talk about what makes IKEA fun, basically things that you could do in IKEA besides just primarily shopping for furniture. So if you think IKEA is just endless aisles and instruction manuals with no words, think again. They don't just have furniture upon furniture and nothing else to do. You can do some fun activities, be creative, and kind of do some unexpected things in IKEA that go way beyond shopping for furniture. Literally, IKEA showrooms are basically mini apartments. Walk through it like it's your dream home. They have different sections where you can see different planning styles and arrangements of different pieces of furniture that you can just basically pretend that you're in your own house, your own new place, having a dinner party, enjoying a nice morning routine in a pretend bedroom set. And it's like pretending that you have different versions of your house or your apartment in IKEA, and it's a good way to explore different things that you might want to consider buying in the future. Next thing you can do is to see if you can make a list of things to find, like different types of specific pieces of furniture, decor, or items that you might want to purchase in the future that may be of a unique color or a unique style. And you could kind of gamify it and walk through IKEA and search different aisles for specific colors of items that is hard to find in regular stores that do not have such a large inventory. So just make it a point to look for things and try to hunt things down that you otherwise may not have a lot of success doing in the smaller stores that don't have a focus on furniture like IKEA does. And this is related to the inspiration that you can get from walking around IKEA and exploring, because you could really go about IKEA itself and see all the different kind of for example, storage ideas that you can get. A lot of people have limited storage, or they just have accumulated a lot of stuff, and getting ideas of how or what you can buy to put your stuff in an efficient way is a good productive use of your time in IKEA to find unique ways, or at least unique to you, that you haven't seen before, and get different inspiration from ways that IKEA can show you what to buy and how to arrange things so that you can more efficiently store things so that it looks neat and tidy. So you don't have to throw away all your stuff, but you can pack it up in little shelves or little cabinets and smaller compact spaces. And related to that, one of the things that you could get inspiration from is just the way things in IKEA look, because everything is like presented in its best form. And you can see the furniture and the different room arrangements, how they look when there's not a lot of clutter. So you might get inspired to maybe declutter some of the stuff that you already have, and maybe you might realize that you don't need a lot of stuff, and you might get rid of some things and try to get more decluttered in your furniture. And doing all this stuff actually does burn calories, as your brain is very active and you will develop an appetite in many cases. So having a nice cafe that's available to you in IKEA is a great way to take a foodie break and enjoy some of their Euro Swedish meatballs and other items that they have in the IKEA cafe. And if you haven't been to an IKEA recently or never at all, you might be pleasantly surprised to learn that they have a really nice cafe that is nice and cozy and quite large as well. They have a lot of stuff, and some people in the past have said that they've just gone to IKEA just primarily for the cafe and the Swedish meatballs. But definitely the IKEA cafe is some place that you do not want to miss. At least take a look at it next time you go to IKEA, so you could see that you have a great option to also hang out there and have a meal there and relax in IKEA. And you're not going to be alone in the cafe. Obviously there's going to be a lot of people around, and there's plenty of seating in the cafe as well. So unless you're going on a very busy day, you will probably find seating. But one thing is for sure, if you like to people watch and just being in a social environment, if you find yourself that you have cabin fever, maybe you've been sitting around at home for too long and you want to get out of the house and see people, then IKEA is a nice place to do that, where not just a cafe, but you can walk around IKEA, and just that act of exploring the different kind of things that they have in the IKEA showroom floors. And there's a lot of stuff to look at and a lot of areas to walk in and out of, and just see different things as you navigate and meander through their really nice floor plans. That's a way that you could also engage in some people watching, which really just means being in a social environment in and around other people. And it's a nice change of pace, like I said, if you've been cooped up in your house all day. And also, don't forget that one of the things that you could do is take advantage of the picturesque settings and floor plans of IKEA. Snap some photos for your social media, or just get some nice inspirational pictures or some images that you can send to family and friends that are going to look really nice, because IKEA has some of the best lighting, as they do that intentionally to show off in their best light, literally, their furniture pieces and their different kind of arrangements that they have to make everything as attractive as possible. And of course, that means that if you're in that environment, you're going to benefit from all those painstakingly good decisions that IKEA has made with regard to lighting and setting up of those little sets. And that means that you're going to have some great opportunities to take some really nice pictures, whether it's for your social media or for just you having personal pictures that you can share with family and friends. But getting back to the productive nature of actually going to IKEA, is that you can also try out all the different furniture items, because you're gonna be in the market eventually for a new mattress, a new bed, a new chair, if you aren't already. And it's a big difference from shopping online and just seeing pictures than it is to go somewhere and actually physically try out a bed, test the firmness or softness of a mattress. The same thing with a chair. A lot of people have different preferences for how they feel a chair should feel in terms of comfort, because people have different body styles and ways that they sit. And having a chair that is comfortable for you, whether it's an office chair or just a chair for a kitchen or dining room set, that is something that is very valuable about IKEA, that you could do that. So definitely don't overlook IKEA. For the most obvious part of it is that you can try out the furniture that they have in the environment that it's going to be displayed in your house, which is all set up, ready to go, like the beds, the chairs, and everything like that. And you can kind of see how you fit on a chair, whether it's your first time buying a countertop chair in relation to the height of your counter, so that you can really make an informed decision. Because a lot of things, especially with furniture, are best bought and purchased when you know in advance that it's going to meet your needs and you're going to be fully satisfied with it. So definitely try out the different furniture pieces in IKEA, feel them out, see if you like them, and in the future when you're ready to make that purchase, you'll be much more informed because you tried them out, and minimize the chances of buying something that you will not be happy with. So definitely don't neglect checking out things at IKEA. They want you to try things out. They want you to touch and feel. That's why they go all out with making these really nice, picturesque, and functional floor plans that they want you to experience. And as you're wrapping up your day at IKEA, enjoying that adventure that you just had and the cafe experience, being in a social interactive environment amongst other people, watching and seeing different things, maybe considering a more expensive furniture purchase in the future, then definitely I recommend that you consider buying at least something small to remind yourself of the fun that you had on your IKEA adventure. They have a lot of stuff for sale that is smaller items that are not expensive and that could be useful as well. For example, I always leave IKEA with some kind of interesting little item. More recently, I left with some really nice designed disposable utensils, paper plates, and napkins, and colored different plastic cups that I think are really nice. And it's hard to find this particular design that I purchased at other stores, other supermarkets like a Walmart or Target. So definitely consider IKEA for even smaller purchases, just so you can leave with something, because you'd be surprised at what cool stuff you find at IKEA. Hopefully this video has brought you some awareness of IKEA if you haven't been there in a while, or maybe it'll make you reconsider going to this place that maybe you've neglected or overlooked as a place where people go just to buy furniture and cabinets and wardrobes, because IKEA is not just that. It's a place for you to have a little mini adventure for the day, enjoy a nice meal at a cafe, be amongst other people in a social interactive environment, and indoors in a protected place away from the elements with air conditioning when it's hot outside, or if it's raining, you'll be protected in a nice indoor environment that does not feel cramped, because IKEA is large and is very expansive inside, so there's a lot to see and do without you getting bored. And also you can do a lot of walking inside as well. So anyway guys, hopefully you got something out of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.